the cat, and you give me the bell and I will manage. And he managed. Just few sleeping pills and the whole story changes. The cat fell after drinking milk, snoring, fast asleep, and the young mouse did his work perfectly well. But this is my addition to the story. It is not anywhere. And I want to do the same as humanity is concerned. We can tie the bell in the neck of the cat. We have nothing to lose. So we have to shout loudly from every roof in the world. That homosexuals are victims, that religious leaders are the causes, that to make homosexuality illegal simply means making people go away from nature. The best way is first make celibacy illegal. That means all the religions will be disturbed immediately. That is their whole base. Make celibacy illegal. Second thing, just the way I was not joking, if things are going to such a bad end, then it is better to find some scientific methods. For women, there are electric vibrators, more hygienic, more scientific, more patient, not in a hurry, not afraid of anybody. And their button is in your hand. So as long you want, and only an electric vibrator can give women complete satisfaction. Now it will shock people what I can do about it. This is true because the woman has suffered for centuries without orgasm. And that's why she is so ugly in her behavior. There is no problem. You use everything scientific for everything else. So what is the problem? If a woman can have orgasmic joy through an electric vibrator, let her enjoy it. And something similar should be made for men. Rather than driving homosexuals underground, why not give them plastic ladies or plastic men if they prefer? If they don't like ladies at all, they can have plastic men. Plastic has no grudge against being man or any preference, priority to be woman. Plastic is plastic. And in fact, it can be more satisfying to men too. Because the wife is nagging, fighting, angry, and to make love to a woman whom you hate from your guts. What kind of love is this? It is simply a way of masturbating, and an ugly way. So what is the need to enforce this woman unnecessarily? Make clear, because the world is not clear, even though medical science is absolutely clear. Even doctors in India I have found idiotic. I ask them that you tell me the medical viewpoint. I am not asking your Hindu viewpoint. Hindus think, and perhaps all over the world other religions think also, that masturbation leads people to madness. That is just an idea to prevent masturbation. Nobody wants to be mad. And when from the childhood on you listen again and again that masturbation leads to madness, naturally you become afraid that this is not good. Medical science is absolutely clear that masturbation cannot lead anybody to madness. One thing. The second thing, the religions go on repeating that too much of masturbation will destroy all your intelligence. You will die sooner. Now, nobody can masturbate too much. That is sheer impossibility. You can masturbate only that much. You have a certain quantity of semen in your body. Only you can release that semen. More than that is beyond you. Whatever you do, you cannot suddenly produce semen. It will take time. So there is a natural prevention against doing it too much. And if the monks of all the religions listen to me, I will tell them, masturbate and meditate. I can even give a title to a book, Meditation Through Masturbation. super consciousness is possible through sex, then why meditation is not possible through masturbation? And certainly it is possible. Just people have to look at things with new eyes. A person who is masturbating, as he starts feeling he is coming to an orgasmic state, his thoughts disappear. He is in the same orgasmic state as while he is making love to a woman. There is no difference. His biology knows no difference whether the semen is released in some mechanism, in some body or somewhere else. It does not matter. Just bringing your sexual tension to its ultimate, which is more easily possible in masturbation than with a woman, because the other is also there. In masturbation you are a master. You can go slow, you can go fast. You can bring the orgasmic state very slowly. And that orgasmic state is meditation. Be aware. It will be easier because there is nobody else to disturb. You are alone. So make masturbation known to the whole world that it does not lead to madness. Celibacy can lead to madness, but not masturbation. And if the homosexuals are not interested in women, then perhaps masturbation will be closer to nature than homosexuality. And masturbation can be joined with meditation. So I'm saying all those things for your benefit, because these problems you will have to face. And you should not commit the same mistakes. If a child is found masturbating, then don't do the same stupidity as is being done all over the world. Just tell him this is perfectly good. You meditate also with it, and you will get more juice out of it. And there is nothing wrong in it, so don't need to hide. But man is such a coward. He is not ready to face any reality. And secondly, I am saying these things so that you don't start behaving in the same way. I will not be here with you forever. The moment I am not with you, you can start behaving politically. You can start making a bureaucracy, a hierarchy. You can start making small groups and fighting with each other and doing the whole thing on a smaller scale, of course. You can start doing same stupid ideas because you also carry them in your mind. That if children are masturbating, and they will masturbate, what you expect when nature makes the child at the age 14 fully capable of making love, you are preventing him for 10, 12 years. By the time he is out of the university with a master's degree or PhD, up to then, he has to be celibate at least. You are just asking nonsense. It is better to teach him how to tackle with his sexual energy. And perhaps for these times, if girls are available, then keep the girls and boys in the same hostel. Make them aware about birth control methods. Teach them that go on changing your partners each month so you don't become addicted and you don't feel jealous, because this is the time of your experience as many men, as many women as possible before you decide. When people go to purchase in the market the cheapest thing, a mud pot, even that they strike from all over to check whether it is without any crack or not. But about marriage, they want two persons, both inexperienced. In fact, the girl's qualification is that she should be virgin. What do you mean by virgin? She should be unexperienced. A strange qualification for any job. This is not right, because that inexperienced girl, and that same is expected of the boy, that he will not be experienced. He should be really a bachelor, celibate. Two inexperienced people put together, and you think that there is going to be a beautiful life out of this meeting. They are going to spoil everything because they don't have any experience. So for our children in the commune, girls and boys should be staying in the same hostel. And it is the duty of the superintendent that each month their partners are changed. So no question of jealousy. And in 10 years' time, they will have changed so many partners that it will simply drop from their mind to be jealous. If their wife changes the partner, if they want to change, it will be simply easy. They both have changed so many times, and they both are so much experienced that even your 90-year-old man is not so much experienced. And experience is always good. It brings wisdom to you. These children should be taught that their love should be joined with meditation. If they masturbate, no harm in it. Medically, it is healthy, hygienic, more hygienic than making love to a girl. More natural than making love to a man. And you can join meditation with it very easily. And it is the greatest joy if meditation becomes associated with your great joy. Then your whole life will be a different life. All the religions have done just the opposite. They have destroyed your joy and they have been teaching you meditation. So the meditation does not succeed. It can succeed only if it is a joyous experience. So why not join it with a biological joy which is available? But because I have been saying such things, people want to kill me, assassinate me. And I am simply stating absolutely scientific facts. So this is the second reason that you become aware that in this society no priesthood arises, no politics arises. Even while I am here, there are once in a while the same stupidities arising. Now, just the other day, Sila has written a letter to me that now when she comes back here, she does not feel excited as she used to be. She feels happier working outside in Europe, in Australia, in Japan, or anywhere else. Perhaps she is not conscious. And this is the situation for all. She does not know why she does not feel excited here anymore, because I am speaking and she is no more in the center focus. She is no more a celebrity. When I am speaking to you, now she is no more needed as a mediator to inform you of what I am thinking. Now, if I am speaking to the press and to the radio journalists, to the TVs, she has fallen into shadow. And for 3.5 years, because I was silent, she was in the limelight. It may not be clear to her that why she does not feel excited coming here and feels happy in Europe, because in Europe she is still a celebrity. Again, interviews, television shows, radio interviews, newspapers, and here all that has disappeared from her life. So even while I am here, if you can behave in such foolish ways, unconscious ways, the moment I am gone, you will be creating all kinds of politics, fight. Then what is the difference between you and the outside world? Then my whole effort has been a failure. I want you to behave really as a new man. I have given Sila the message that this is the reason. So think over it. And tell me if you want me to stop speaking. Just for your excitement, I can stop speaking. To me, there is no problem in it. In fact, it is a trouble. 5 hours a day I am speaking to you. And it is creating unhappiness in her mind. So let her do her show business. I can move into silence. But what that indicates, that deep down those who have powers will not like me to be here alive. They may not be conscious about it. Because while I am here, nobody can have any power trip. But only situations reveal your power trip. And I can make it sure to her. If she denies, I can go to Europe and show her that whether she feels happy in Europe or not. Wherever she wants to check about her happiness. But deep down this means that you would like me to die. If you would like me to be silent, not to speak, so you are in the forefront, then deep down that means, why just silent? Because a silent man can start speaking any moment. Make him silent completely. These are not conscious thoughts in anybody's mind, but this is how the unconscious mind functions. And I want you to be aware of everything. Before I leave you, I want you to be aware that you don't fall into the same pitfalls every society, every civilization has fallen in.
Bhagwan, you have called this community your circus, your carnival. Is this carnival happening with any purpose, or is it just for fun?
It is just for fun. Purpose is a business word where everything is done for some end. Every act is divided in two parts, the means and the end. The end is always in the future. So in every purposive activity, you have to sacrifice the present for the future. And my whole teaching is not to sacrifice the present for anything. So against purpose, my work is pure fun. The word fun is not very respected, but we have to make it the most respected word. Purpose is ugly. Purpose means you always act with greed. Fun means there is no greed. Fun means there is no need even for you to be victorious. You are playing cards, just fun. Nobody takes it seriously whether you are defeated or you become victorious. After the game is over, all victories and all defeats are over too. That's how life should be taken. Each moment live totally, but don't carry the idea of purpose. Otherwise you cannot live totally. Your mind is somewhere in the future, looking at the purpose, arrowed at the purpose. You can't be total in the activity. Your action is half-hearted. You are doing it mechanically. But if there is no purpose, then you can be total in the moment. My work is fun, but out of this fun there is much flowering. I am not saying that nothing will come out of it. So remember the distinction. The man who is working for some purpose perhaps may not attain it because he is never wholeheartedly in the action. And the man who is functioning only as fun is so totally in it that he may attain to many things which the purposive man can never dream of. So just thinking act as a fun does not mean that you are a loser. You are in every way a gainer. Just because of your totality. Your action is going to bring more fruits, more flowers. Although you were not working for fruits and flowers, you enjoyed the moment, its action, and out of that enjoyment and out of that totality, many things are going to happen. But they were not your concern. When they happen, you will be surprised. So a sannyasin is surprised every moment because he was not hoping that this is going to happen. He had not even given a thought to it. He was so involved in his action, there was no space for anything. But when the movement and the action is finished, he is surprised that something great and beautiful has arisen out of it. My sannyasin will never feel miserable, never feel disappointed. And the man who works with the idea of purpose in mind is always miserable. The proverb is significant. Man proposes, God disposes. God may not exist, but the proverb has a truth in it. And the truth is, the more you propose, the more you will feel disappointment. You can dump that on the head of God, who does not exist, so he cannot deny that I have not disposed anything. You yourself messed things because you were not total in your action. So you have missed the target. My people are living as fun. That's why I call it a circus, a carnival. It is not a marketplace. It is just a commune of people who have decided to enjoy life to its fullest, materially, spiritually, in every dimension.
Bhagwan, you have said that if there are only 200 enlightened people in the world, a third world war is not possible. Can you explain what you mean? How these 200 people would make a difference amongst the billions of unconscious people?
Certainly, they will make tremendous difference. The whole room is dark. Just a small candle makes so much difference. For such a big room, a small candle lighted and the whole darkness disappears. An enlightened person is a tremendous light, very subtle, but around him for miles, many people's lives will be touched. And if 200 people are enlightened, which has never happened in the history, at the most 10 people have been at one time enlightened at the same time. In Gautam Buddha's days, that is the only moment, and India remembers that moment as the golden age. Because something is strange the country felt, for which there are no words. It was mysterious. But country felt unburdened, immense sense of joy, centering, non-violence, understanding. But that was only 10 people, and that too, they were not all living their whole lives simultaneously. Just at one point, Mahavira was old, Buddha was young. Gaushala was just between the age of the two. Ajit Kes Kambal, Sanjay Belatiput, and the remaining ones, all were of different ages. But there was a time when all the 10 were alive. It did not last long, because few were very old. They started dying. By the time Buddha died, he was the alone. All others have died before him. So only at a certain point, perhaps for a few years, 10 people have been at the same time enlightened, and they raised the consciousness of the whole country. Now, 200 people around the world can create an aura of energy which will be a very subtle force like X-rays. You don't see them. In Soviet Russia, in America, both the countries are trying to find death rays, just like X-rays, which will be far better than nuclear bombs, because nuclear bombs can be seen. America has made arrangements. Many $billion have been spent by Ronald Reagan 30 million Americans are hungry and on the streets. And many billions have been spent on a secret plan. And the plan is that on submarines they are keeping certain latest developed instruments. So if from Soviet Union any missile carrying a nuclear weapon comes towards America, it will be able only to move 7 miles. This much time those submarines and the machines will take and they have arrangements to directly hit the missile to change its direction towards Soviet Union itself. So before the missile leaves Soviet Union, it will be directed back. So all around America they have now submarines, waiting that if any attack is done, then they can redirect the nuclear weapons to Soviet Union. In fact, they will never allow them to leave the Soviet territory. We don't know what arrangements Soviet Union has. They must be having some other arrangement. Both countries are searching for death rays, and perhaps Soviet Union has found it. That's why he is not worried about this arrangement. Perhaps they will not use nuclear weapons which will be visible. They will use death rays which will be invisible, and you cannot redirect them. And with the death rays, one thing is very strange. It will only kill the living beings. Houses will remain intact. Everything, furniture, cars, roads, everything will remain intact. The death rays will go on showering on living people, passing from one living person into another living person. Wherever life is, they will be moving towards that point. So trees will die, animals will die, men will die. There were few painters early in this century who have painted pictures. They could not explain why this idea is so much in their minds. And even seeing their pictures, you feel a great sadness arising in you. Houses, furniture, roads, everything is in the picture, but not a single living thing. It has been happening many times that poets, painters get glimpses of things which are going to happen maybe someday. Now those pictures are predictive. If death rays come, they will simply hit living beings and go on killing them. There will be no bloodshed. The person dying will not know when he was alive. The death will be so quick. You never know when you stand before an X-ray machine that the X-ray has taken the photograph. You don't feel it. The same way, the death ray, you will not feel it. You will be simply gone. And the death ray will not end on you. It will go on jumping. It will have its range. 200 enlightened people can create just the opposite situation. If they are together, in a certain arrangement, they can create life rays. Which will protect people from death rays, which will even may help somebody who has died through a death ray to come alive. But those 200 enlightened people have to be in a certain communication. Then they can create a circle around the world. My own idea is that we can create 200 enlightened people amongst our sannyasins. They are already connected, and they are not alone, they are supported by the commune. And their energy can be enhanced, multiplied by other sannyasins who may not be enlightened but are in search of it on the way. So what I have said, I mean it. And if we can make a net of life rays around the earth, it can prevent even nuclear weapons to be destructive. But that is a totally different science and never experimented upon. But few glimpses in the past have happened. And there is no harm in experimenting with it. Anyway, there is no other hope. But our communes have to be ready for it. And they should not think of trivia, of small fights, egos. They should understand their responsibility is so great as it has never been of any human being before. And I hope that we will be able to do something. There is still time. And my people are working hard. Now it is a question whether we can manage within the time or not. But I have a certain certainty that we have almost created Noah's Ark of consciousness for the coming flood of death on the whole humanity.